So this is this thing I was saying where people kind of get stuck between levels. And you know, I've got some coaching clients and some businesses that I work with, and my mindset very early on started to look for patterns and seeing recurring instances. And at first I did it unconsciously, but then I sort of started to do it consciously, collecting these systems to help people break through patterns that they've got. So I created this framework, and what I want you to do is think about where you are in this framework, and what that will do is it'll help you figure out how to now move to the next level. So firstly, level 1 is the startup entrepreneur. This is the entrepreneur that has so many different ideas. He's always got a new thing that he's trying. He's spinning his wheels, and if you imagine the metaphor that you're looking at an open field, it's like he's dug all of these foot-high holes across everywhere searching for gold, and there's just a field of all of these little opportunities that he's gone for and tried for, but he's never really gone deep on anything. And once, you know, it's okay to do that at the start. You know, you put a few things up against the wall. I mean, Jeff Johnson always used to talk about you throw up as much against the wall as you can, see what sticks, and then you double down. Once you figure out that, this is when you want to move through to stage 2 entrepreneur, and that's when you want to double down. This is the proven entrepreneur. The proven entrepreneur now has a bit more focus, and what they're doing now is it might be one part of the business or one or two of the ideas that they have that have got the best chance of success. They start to work on those. Now, if you're at that point, what you want to do is start to collect proof. And you need like a golden child. You need an example of where whatever the product or service it is that you're providing, you want to have people who've used it, got a great result, and you've documented it as case studies. So level 1, you're just getting started, too many ideas. Level 2, you kind of narrow in on one or two ideas. Then when you kind of get up into level 2 and 3, this is when you start to systemize the process and you become a systematic entrepreneur, and that's where your business starts to work without you. To get through to level 2 to level 3, this is where most people get stuck. And the reason they get stuck is because they've used certain skills to get through levels 1 and 2, and then it's those skills that hold them back. Because in level 1 and 2, like I said, you're the biggest leverage point. If you've got to get something done, you get in there and do it. You roll up your sleeves and you do the work. And because of that mindset, you're only able to grow to a certain capacity. And it's not until you move into the systems entrepreneur, when you let go of stuff and you let your team come in and you start to document your processes and procedures, that you kind of grow through that. And that's when you kind of move into level 4, the complete entrepreneur. The complete entrepreneur is more to do with seeing business opportunities and selling business opportunities to other people, and looking at businesses almost as a series of sub-systems, and you spot inefficiencies, and you buy a business and you fix the appropriate systems, and then you might sell it on. I mean, that's a little bit outside of the scope. I know most people, though, they get stuck between stage 2 and stage 3. So if that's you, you need to start to think systems to let your team come into place behind you. If you're at startup level, just pick one or two of whatever you're working on that's got the best chance of success and double down on that. And that level 2, it's almost like you're spinning plates. You heard this idea of outsourcing. It's the next greatest thing. You get a team over in the Philippines, and you might grow it up to 7 people or something like that. And then it feels like you're spinning plates. You'll give the first assistant some jobs, and you just start wobbling it, and then you go to your next assistant and give them some jobs, and then you go to your next assistant and give them some jobs, you go to the next assistant, gives them some jobs, go to the next one, and then this one's starting to slow down. They're done, so you have to run back, and then you start giving them some more work, them work, and you just go round in this loop, and again you get stuck. Because what happens is you never have any time to do your own stuff. You can't actually get any work done because you're too busy keeping everybody else busy. If you're at that point, what you need to do is you get someone to kind of plug in behind you. You need a business manager who can step in and then sort of manage the team, and then that way you can kind of step out and start to work on what it is that you're good at. Dan Sullivan talks about, you should be working on that one thing that you're really good at. You don't want to get stuck in the operations, but you have to do it to get up to a certain point. But then to move back or move beyond that point, you need to get someone to plug in behind you. And that's why sometimes you see some businesses, they'll grow at different levels. Some people are really good at stage 1 and 2. I started at stage 1 or 2, so I'm really good with startup business. I can get business up and through that first stage through to level 3, because now I understand the systems really well, and all of that training that I had previously is starting to come back, and I can get it through that stage. But sometimes you'll see people, it'll look like they start up, but they've got some past programming from, working in other businesses or large corporations and things like that. And when they get into level, 3 and 4, they whip through those stages because a lot of their pre-programming. So you have to figure out where you're good and play in the spaces that you play well in. But either way, I mean, the biggest breakthrough for us